We've all been there, staring at a test paper, and then later, staring at the score we got. Maybe it's a 75, a B+, plus, or a 9 out of 10. But have you ever stopped to think about what those numbers actually mean? Well, today, we're going to go way beyond the grade to understand the huge difference between just getting a score and truly evaluating what's been learned. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the basics, going from a simple test to the idea of measurement. Then we'll dive into the key difference between measurement and evaluation. After that, we'll see evaluation in action, check out a more modern approach called CCE, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with why any of this actually matters. So let's start right there with that big question. The next time you see a test score, just pause for a second. What does it really represent? Is that number the whole story? Well, let's find out. Okay, to really get this, we've got to start at the very beginning. Let's build the foundation with the tools that every single student and teacher knows inside and out. First up, the test itself. A test is, at its core, a tool. That's it. It's a standard set of questions designed to get a number, a quantitative result, so we can compare how different people performed. It's the starting point, the instrument we use to gather all the raw data. And this is where measurement comes in. See, once the test is done, measurement is the actual process of taking that performance and sticking a number on it. We're talking about raw scores like 85 out of 100, or maybe percentile ranks like scoring in the top 10%. The key thing to remember is this. The second a test is given, measurement is happening. It's the act of turning performance into a number. So now we have our number. Great. But a number by itself is, well, it's just a number. And this brings us right to the heart of our explainer, the critical difference between the what, the score, and the so what it actually means and why it matters. This slide just lays it out perfectly. Measurement is quantitative. It's objective. It's focused on one thing. It's the what. But evaluation, that's qualitative. It's subjective, and it looks at the whole picture. It's the so what. Here's an analogy. Measurement is the thermometer, telling you your temperature is 101 degrees. That's a number, an objective fact. But evaluation is the doctor, who takes that number, looks at your other symptoms, and says, okay, you have the flu. The doctor gives the number its meaning, its context, its value. And this really shows how evaluation is this powerful combination of things. You take the quantitative part, the score, you add a qualitative description of someone's abilities, and then, and this is crucial, you apply value judgments. It's a much bigger, more comprehensive process. Okay, so we've got the theory down. But how does this actually work in a real classroom? Let's take a look at how evaluation is put into practice. Generally speaking, evaluation gets broken down into a few main types. We're going to focus on the big three here: formative, summative, and then a more holistic approach called continuous and comprehensive evaluation, or CCE for short. This is such a great way to understand these two. Think of formative evaluation as a checkup that happens during the learning process. It's all about giving ongoing feedback in a supportive way, helping students see where they are and how they can get better. It's like practice. Summative evaluation, on the other hand, that's the final exam. It happens at the very end of a course to sum up everything that's been learned and certify a certain level of achievement. So one is for improving, the other is for judging. A proper evaluation isn't just random. It's a very careful, deliberate process. You start by defining clear goals, you pick the right tools, you make sure those tools are actually good, and then you have to carefully interpret all the data to apply the results. It's a really thoughtful, systematic approach. Now let's look at how modern education is trying to combine these ideas into a more complete, more holistic system for understanding how a student is actually growing. And that brings us to C, continuous C. The name really says it all. Continuous means it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that happens throughout the entire school year. It's all about tracking that growth and development over time. And the comprehensive part is just as important. It means this system looks at everything, not just how you're doing in math or science, but also the co-scholastic side of things. We're talking life skills, attitudes, creativity, the whole shebang. It uses a bunch of different techniques and lots of feedback to find learning gaps and help students evaluate themselves. It's really about understanding the whole student, not just the test taker. So why do all this? Well, the ultimate goal of CCE is to totally shift the focus. The whole point is to make learning something that's centered on the learner, moving away from just cramming and memorizing facts for a test, and toward a much deeper understanding and ability to use that knowledge. So we've covered a lot of ground, from a simple test all the way to a complex system like CCE. Let's wrap things up by focusing on the big takeaway. Why does any of this really, truly matter? It's actually pretty simple. When it's done right, evaluation is this incredible engine for improvement. It doesn't just grade students, it makes teaching better, it makes the learning goals crystal clear for everyone, and it genuinely motivates learners to grow. It transforms the whole process from just getting a score to actually getting better. And that leaves us with one final thought. Think about your own experience, whether you're a student, a parent, or a teacher. Is the focus more on measurement, on the numbers, the scores, the rankings, or is it on true evaluation, on understanding the whole picture and helping people grow? It's a question that's definitely worth asking.